Hey man, I'm Bronson, and I want to talk about the Taiwan National Championship that occurred on October 17th, 2020. So today's date is October 26th. I'm a little late to the party on this one. I know that this has been out there for a while in the news, but honestly, out of any of the articles that were on the Flesh and Blood TCG site, I feel like this one was like really swept under the rug. And I feel like it's because the timing, there's so much going on with Flesh and Blood news that I really just wanted to talk about this. And even though I don't really know dick about, metas and what have you pro play and all this stuff, I really want to talk about it because it's a cool thing, man. Like, people are playing Flesh and Blood. Looks like there is interesting information around this, so I wanted to talk about it. Now, it's important to see the big picture, and to sum up everything, it looks like Legend Story Studios couldn't attend, right? They couldn't attend this thing, so they gave everyone handwritten letters, man. That just goes to show you how great Legend Story Studios is. They couldn't make this tournament, so they wrote handwritten letters and sent them off to everyone participating. I mean, look at that photo. You see a bunch of people holding up a letter that Legend Story Studios gave, and it looks awesome, man. It has the black letter with the gold writing, and I don't know. I thought that was great. And there's some interesting, cool decks that I saw, and I just want to talk about that in the end. And again, like, I am not too much of the pro scene player and stuff, and I feel like you shouldn't be discouraged if you're not really into that pro thing too, because dude, everyone's trying to figure this out at the same time. The meta in Taiwan is completely different from New Zealand. Everybody's trying to figure out this at the same time, so even if you don't really understand, I don't think a lot of people understand. I think people are just winging this stuff like everyone is in life. So, yeah, let me talk about this. So the first thing I love about this event is that, Legend Story Studios, they couldn't attend this event, but they sent everyone these nice cards. And let me bring out down the picture here. You actually see the nice, Bravo rainbow foiled, or I think cold foil card. I forgot what kind it is. It's a special card, man. And they gave him a handwritten note. It says, "Bravo, hero, as the horns of ever beckoning for war go forth with blessings. May your blade never falter." And what have you. In the rest of the card, it's just a really nice thing to do, man. This is a top class move, and I really like how they, even though that they couldn't attend live and show who they were and really kind of, embrace the community, I feel like this letter really did embrace the community. So, yeah, I don't know. I really like that. Another thing to note is these Crucible of War deck boxes. It looks like these were given to all the participants. I definitely see a lot of boxes in the background, which is good. And I guess this is to be expected. Like, when you have a Nationals tournament or some sort of tournament for Flesh and Blood, currently it looks like they're giving out these deck boxes. I feel like this is more of a promotional thing where they give it to people who will participate, so they feel like they got something out of it. And it's cool, man. Then you can hold the stuff that you have. I like that. That's cool. Now going down to the cards that were played, Spoils of War was played a lot. There's a lot of warrior decks in the meta for Taiwan, and I thought that was interesting. But let me go down, and I want to really touch on something in particular. So the main guy who won, this guy. So we got Huang Chai Wei. He won. Congratulations, man. That's awesome that you won the national tournament, in Taiwan. That's so cool. It's really cool to win a tournament. I can't imagine how that feels. But let me tell you what I thought was really cool is he used this really cool strategy, right? Where let me look at his deck. So he used that Spoils of War card, right? Shoot, where is it? Okay, it's definitely, bear with me, guys. Finding it. Okay, Spoils of War. So your next weapon attack this turn gains +2 attack and go again, right? And whenever a weapon you control hits this turn, create 2 copper tokens. Go again. What's awesome about that is, this card, is really good just for the +2 attack. And with Dorinthia, you want to be able to hit, so you get that Dawn Blade stack. You want to keep hitting with this card. What I also thought was cool is he used this really cool card that I originally thought sucked. I thought this this card had no purpose, and maybe it was the only merchant in the merchant deck or something. But it's Cash In, and if you destroy 4 copper or 2 silver or 1 gold you control, rather than pay Cash In's cost. So it normally costs 4 resource to play this card, but it's free if you have 4 copper, which you get from the Spoils of War. Then you can draw 2 cards and go again. And what's awesome is he used the Spoils of War card to draw additional cards with Cash In, and that is what made him victorious in the end. And I think it's cool how you're noticing these things. So you might look at cards and you might look at different metas and whatever, and it might not be used. And you might think it's good. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Maybe it just hasn't been discovered, the true intention or the true goodness of that card. Everything is new, man. And I really want to shine a big ass flashlight on that. Don't think that because one meta is really popular, that's the one and true thing. Like the warrior thing, it's really popular and it's really good, and I I think that it's very strong, but it's important to change it up and realize that Flesh and Blood is about fun and figuring stuff out, but don't just take things at face value, man. Always think about stuff. If you watch Bronson, you know that I think about stuff. I question everything. So yeah, and to wrap things up here is that yeah, if you competed in the Taiwan Nationals and you want me to talk about it a little bit more, you can email me at bronsonsblood@yahoo.com. I honestly really would like to put this more into the front, center stage, because I know there's a lot of different stuff going on, and right now it's October 26th, and I don't know what this video released, but I want this event to get its due, its day in the sun. So if you have any information, please hit me up, man. And I'd love, one thing I wanted to do is like, I want to interview a player, and I'm just rambling at the end here, so if you're done listening, that's fine. But I wanted to interview a pro player and just like ask them like really silly questions, like what is the most fun card you played, or what was the most fun person you played against, and have all these questions relating around fun, like what was the most fun turn that you played, and just focus on that aspect, because I feel like when people are talked to with these tournaments and stuff, it's all about like, oh, tell me the inner workings of your deck. But I think it would be hilarious to talk to someone and be like, hey, like, well, what did you eat for breakfast that day, and what is the meta around breakfast cereals for you, and what breakfast cereals do you think are the top tier in your breakfast category before the tournament? And I don't know, it just my 2 cents, man, because you want to have fun. These tournaments, there's money involved. There's really great prizes involved. There's really great accolades involved. I'm not saying that, but it just, I really wanted to lighten up the mood, because it's supposed to be fun, and I'm sure that this is going to be, this is a great experience for these guys. And if you competed and you were and if you competed in this, regardless, congrats, man. I'm glad you competed, and keep doing it. It's really cool to see how everyone's coming together in the community, and this card game is really stretching like around the world, and there's all these different players from around the world playing a really awesome game, Flesh and Blood. Thanks for watching, guys.